Over the last 7 years, I've landed over 1,000 clients for my marketing agency. And in this video, I'm going to give you the absolute easiest way that you can get your first client. Now, just for context, I've had an agency now for over 7 years. If I go backwards 7 years ago, I was working a job for minimum wage that I hated. Again, I was brought up on a council estate. I had no money. I had no silver spoon. I had no mentors. I had no nothing. And over the last 7 years, through sheer determination, have been able to grow my agency up to a point now where we do over $500,000 a month in revenue every month. We have amazing clients, and we've actually landed well over 1,000 customers. And trust me when I tell you this, I've tried and tested all of the outreach methods. And what I'm about to tell you today is 100% the easiest way known to man for you to get your first customer. So first things first, you want to go after warm outreach. You want to go after people on Upwork. Why is this? Well, first of all, if you're going after cold outreach, like I said, you've got no results to back it up, you've got no offer, you're going after somebody who's right now maybe not even in the market or thinking about that thing, and you've got no proof to back it up. It's hard. Cold outreach is hard anyway. Okay. Ads are difficult anyway. When you've got nothing to back it up, plus no experience, plus no team, plus no knowledge because you've just not been through the ringer a bit, it makes it a lot harder. What's infinitely easier is going after people on platforms like Upwork who are saying, hey, I'm actively looking for help with my Facebook ads, with my copywriting, with my email marketing, with my Google ads, reaching out to them and saying, hey, I can help you with that. Okay. So there's a couple of key things in terms of how you can, let me just write something down that's just popped to mind. There's a couple of key things that you can do here, which are really, really important. Okay. The first of which is going to be personalization. I think where people make mistakes, I think, no disrespect to a lot of beginners are very, very, very entitled. If this is you, I'm telling you to be your coach and your mentor, to give you a bit of a harsh reality right now. So many of you guys just see people online now making 100 grand a month, 200 grand a month, saying they work 2 hours a day and just thinking that can happen to you. The reality is you can get to that stage when you build a bit of leverage. You can actually make infinitely higher returns on your time. Okay. I would probably put my hourly rate now at probably $5,000 an hour. Okay. But when I first got my first client, I was pricing that at $7 an hour. Okay. Less than my minimum wage job to get my foot in the door. So my point is you need to be willing to put the work in. And the first key thing is speed to lead. So on platforms like Upwork, if you're going after somebody who posted the job 2 days ago, you're going to be going up against 50 other people that have applied. If you can set yourself alarms or of an evening, sit there and just refresh Upwork, and the second you see a job go live, you dive in and you apply, your chances of response go up massively. A, because there's less competition on there, and B, because what happens is, and I know this for myself, whenever I post a job on Upwork, if I'm looking for a contractor, what I'll do is I'll post the job and then I'll dive into the invite section. I'll go and invite a bunch of contractors, and some people accept it right away, and I'll literally start a conversation, and then I'll go back to who's applied and I'll see what we've got. I have, due to sometimes my own impatience of wanting to solve a problem, I've hired people for jobs based off of the time in which it's taken them to get in contact with me, because I know I need to solve that problem. So your chances go up. Again, I don't know the exact metrics here, but I genuinely think you 5 to 10x your chances of getting a client, especially with the context of being a beginner, when you have that speed to lead. So if you can apply to those jobs within the first 60 minutes of them being actually on the platform, your chances go up massively. Now, the second thing you can do here is be extremely personalized. Now, look, you don't have tons of experience to show. However, what you do have is the ability to personalize everything. And this is where I come back to that entitlement issue again. Don't be entitled. Don't be too good for it. If you need to spend time and push yourself out of your comfort zone and film some looms, if that's what it's going to take, okay, that's what it needs to take. It will never, trust me on this, as someone that's had big fires to put out in the agency, okay, big scaling based issues, all of that stuff, is never going to be harder than when you first start, okay? So, but you need to be willing to put yourself out your comfort zone, because you got to understand is it's not hard because the task itself is hard. It's hard because you're not yet good at it, okay? So you need to put in the reps and get good at it. So what do I mean by personalized? If you're doing outreach to somebody, okay, if you're on Upwork, you can literally look at the job, you can open up Loom and you can film a Loom and you could just don't overthink it. 60 seconds. Hey, Steve, I was literally just looking through your job post here. For context, if you go down to the reviews, sometimes you can find their name. So you could be like, hey, Steve, just looking through your job here. Honestly, reading this, it looks exactly like someone I can help you with. I can see you have a home repair business and you're wanting to scale using your Facebook ads. That's definitely something that I want to, I can help you with there. Specifically, one of the things that I really want to do here is dive into how we can scale up your revenue, make you more profitable. So I'd love to have a chat about what that looks like. Reply to me and let's book a call. Just that level of personalization, face to name, showing that you're going through the job. Don't have to overthink it. That personalized touch is called the law of reciprocity. If you do something for other people, they feel more inclined to do it back. You spending the time to do a video increases your chances. Just human psychology that they're going to feel the need to give something back, at least drop you a message, and then you can book in a call. Okay, so personalized is absolutely key here. The next thing that's really, really key is about building, you've got no experience. So this is where I like to say you can build a DIY portfolio. Look, if you're offering ad services or social media management, yes, you might not have a screenshot within an ad account right now. Is that optimal? Yes, of course it is. Everybody who's got an agency, the person that runs the biggest agency in the world right now, at one point had no screenshot to show. Okay. At one point, we've now managed well over $100 million in ad spend for our clients. We've worked with some crazy big names. We've got some crazy success stories. But I once had not even a single screenshot to show. So what would I do now? I would create what I call a DIY portfolio. So you just got to think creatively here. If I can't show ad results, what can I show? Well, I could create examples of ad copy. I could create templates of what an ad would look like. I could develop ad creative, write up some ads, put them in a portfolio and showcase the ads I've created. And again, you don't have to frame it as here are ads I created for clients. You can just showcase as, hey, here are some ads I've created. Okay. It's all in the framing and the messaging, the way you frame the messaging of it. Some clients will look at that and naturally think, oh, they've probably had clients. Okay, you're not outright saying you've got clients, but you're just still showcasing the work. Okay, now if a client asks you, you're not going to lie. You're going to 100% be honest and say, look, I'm going to be honest here. I've not worked for a client. However, I've done XYZ training. I've got all of this experience over here. And whilst I may not have the experience, I can maybe be more competitive on price. But again, that's a discussion for in a bit. But you can build your own portfolio really, really simply. Create 10 different ads, 10 lots of copy. If you're social management, create example posts. If it's email marketing, write a ton of emails, write a ton of subject lines, okay? And just use the substance of the creative to actually go ahead and create what you need to create. So with that in mind now, you've built your own BYO portfolio. You can attach that to all of your applications. You've been personalized, okay? You've used warm outreach and you're focused on speed to lead. The next thing, which is really key, is going to be what I call pronged follow-up. And also, you basically want your first pronged follow-up to be a phone call. So when you use platforms like Upwork, sometimes they will put their website, their Instagram handles in the actual job description, okay? When that happens, you want a tip and a technique to crush it. Go on to their website, find a contact number and ring them. Now, look, I know what you're thinking. You're already making excuses. I'm sorry. You're already making excuses. Tell me that, oh, I can't do that because of this, or I might not be confident. I might not have results. Stop it. Drop the BS right now. This is coming from a place of love and care just because I've been there. Trust me, this is coming from a place of me talking to my old self. Get a grip, okay? I used to sit there for hours in front of my phone. I used to have my phone open with a number in front of it, just not and hovering over in the call button, okay? Maybe that's just because I'm an introvert. Maybe some of you more extroverts out there, if you've got sales or career professions maybe beforehand, that you might not feel as nervous about this. But making the phone call is key, okay? So you don't overthink it. I'll give you a really quick script right now. Ring, 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 ring. Hey there, is this, Brad Solutions? Yeah, it's Brad. Okay, fantastic. Is it possible to put me in contact with the hiring manager? I've saw on Upwork that you're looking for somebody to help you with your Facebook ads. Are you able to point me in the right direction of who I can talk to about this? Oh yeah, let me pass you to Steve. Oh, hey, no, I'm the owner. This was me. Okay, fantastic. I noticed you're looking for help with Facebook ads. I'd love to book in a call and have a deeper chat with you if you're open to it about how I can help you scale your revenues. Is that something you're open to? Yeah, great, fantastic. When works for you? Tomorrow at 2. Great, book in. Don't overthink it. You're coming from a place of wanting to help. It's not really a cold call because they've posted the job. Hey, is it possible to speak to whoever posted XYZ job online? Hey, great. Well, just so you know, I'm able to help you achieve XYZ thing. I'm able to help you run your Facebook ads. Are you free later today or tomorrow to jump on a call so we can discuss that? Yes, perfect. Book it in. Don't overthink it. I'm here to help you. You're looking for help. Let me be that person to help you. Okay. That mindset shift is important. Make the call. Now, sometimes they won't answer. Double dial. Always double dial. If they don't answer the second call, you leave a voicemail. Now, sometimes you can't find that, which takes me on to the second part of this. Using pronged follow-up. Most people will just use Upwork and they'll apply to the job. If you have the websites, the social pages, pronged, like a plug in a wall, okay? You want to hit them with a phone call and a voice note. You want to hit them with a text message. You want to hit them with an email, all at the same time, okay? And you want to follow up, especially in the beginning. If you don't hear back, every single day on all platforms until you get a no, okay? At the end of the day, if they turn around and say no, you're not going to try and flog somebody who's telling you no. But if they're not telling you no, then you need to push that thing forward. You need to push that down the hill until you get a no. And I would do that every single day, okay? No excuses. You don't need some fancy CRM. Put it in a spreadsheet, make a note of what time zone they're in, what time of day you're going to call them, and do it every single day. Because all you need is somebody to answer the phone and say, oh yeah, I am looking for help with Facebook ads. I'm actually free now. Do you want to have a discussion now on the phone? Sure thing, yeah. So, tell me about your business. What specifically are you looking for help with? Yep, great. Have you ever ran ads before? No, okay, no problem. Okay, great. I can definitely help with that. Just so you know, my prices are this. Does that work with you? Yes. Boom, onboard. Sometimes you can onboard and close clients on that first initial phone call, okay? Just do not overthink it. The way I don't know if you guys have ever seen the image, the graphic. It's not like a meme graphic per se, but this is what I have ingrained in my head. Do you know the guy? Have you seen the thing where there's two people digging it's like in a mine, and there's two cartoon characters digging, and there's the one guy that stopped, and the next hit is the diamond? That is what I think. Every single next application, every single phone call, every single follow-up email could be that thing of digging for gold, which is the hit which gets you going. Because let me tell you this, I tried for ages you tried like cold emails, all this different stuff, and nothing worked. As soon as I got my first client, within 30 days, I was up to a full-time income, and I was making triple what I was making in my old job working full-time, which is crazy because I was miserable. I had a bit of it didn't make sense to me back then, right? And within a few months, I was making 10K a month, which is just incomprehensible for me. But it's almost like the straw that broke the camel's back, right? As soon as you get that first client, you're off to the races, okay? It's the snowball effect. So you want to make sure that you're following up. Really key as well, just a quick lesson for you here. 80% of deals close after between 5 to 12 follow-ups for context. So just because you email somebody, they might not check their email, okay? I check my email once a day, okay? Lots of people don't check their email. Most people don't answer the phone. My phone's on Do Not Disturb. I'll probably respond to you on email, but if it's a spam, I probably won't. But I probably will respond to you on email. I probably will respond to you on text. If you phone call me, it's going straight to Do Not Disturb. And if it's a number I don't recognize, I'm not answering it. I probably won't even listen to the voicemail. That's just me. So by calling me, you're not going to get a response, but that's why the pronged attack is important. Call, email, text, okay? And keep doing that until you get a no, right? Don't overthink it. Hey, just following up, is that the most optimal? No, maybe not, but just do it. Don't overthink it. Execute. You will learn. Hey, just following up. You're still looking for help with the Facebook ads, with the email marketing, all right? So pronged follow-up, and always first port of call is making the phone call. Really, really important. And again, it's not a cold call. You're not going to get told to F off, because at the end of the day, they're looking for help, okay? It's a warm call, not a cold call. Right, perfect. Now, this is to finalize off this video. This is less about the acquisition part now and more about what happens when you get a response. So back to the speed to lead. You get a response, speed to lead. Oh yeah, I can book in a call. When are you free? Don't book in 7 days down the line. Are you free today? Are you free now? I've had clients before, especially in the beginning. I've clicked apply to a job, and within 30 minutes, I've had the money in my bank account. Yeah. Because the speed to lead is your big Achilles heel, your big issue and blind spot is the fact, it's not even a blind spot, it's fucking glaringly obvious. Excuse my French. It's glaringly obvious. The issue is going to be that you have no results. The longer you go on, the more qualified applicants that respectfully are going to kill you in the water are just going to continue to apply. Speed to lead. When you get a response, don't book a call a week down the line. Book it same day. Are you free now? Okay. If you get a reply on Upwork, are you free to jump on now? If not, are you free later today? I'm free in an hour. Okay. And as soon as you get the text, you hear all these people saying, don't have phone notifications on. Yes. Longer term, you're not there yet. Yes, mute all your Instagram, all that stuff. Upwork on your phone, notifications on. The second you get a reply. Now, I'm not telling you to do this, by the way, but for context, this is how hungry I was. I used to have my phone, and by the way, this isn't healthy, but like it got me to where I am today, and I'm grateful, and it was necessary that nobody else was willing to do. I had my phone next to my bed all night like this, and every single night, all throughout the night, when I'd get a reply, I'd open up my phone and book in a meeting. This was when I was first starting, when I was yet at a full-time income. Like when I first got my first client, I needed to get more. I landed my second client like a few days after, and I'd get a buzz at 2 a.m. I'd wake up and reply. Okay, why? Because other people aren't willing to do it, and right now I need to stand out some way. Okay, so stop being so snowflakey. Respectfully, again, this might not be you. I'm giving a lot of you tough love now, just because I've served experts and I've served beginners, and I've seen people transition from beginners to experts, and it's a very big common theme in the beginner space. It's funny, the more successful people tend to get, the less entitlement that you get. And it's almost like as you work your way up, that stuff just gets worked out of you. Like you realize very quickly that you can't do that. So just, again, it's coming from a place of love, from someone who's been there. Don't do that. Okay. So speed to lead again. Then after that, what are two really important things? The first thing I'm going to mention is around pricing. My first client was $7 an hour with a capped pay of $500 a month. Within like a couple of weeks, I basically transitioned him straight into a retainer model of $500 a month, and I wasn't working the same level of hours. My first client was $500 a month. My second client was $500 a month. I think my third client was $200 a week. So, and just for context, 2 months ago, we landed a client for, I think it's £17,000 a month. It works out as, okay. Now I've been in the business 7 years. My point is don't be so entitled around pricing. I know you've got no experience, but my biggest recommendation, if you can, is learn everything about the service that you're offering and do it yourself in the beginning. That's what I did. Why? Well, let's say you charge you've got no experience. So again, you need to do things which are different and stand out. Price is going to be one of them, unfortunately, in the beginning. But remember, what's important is net. So there's agency owners right now that I know, because I've seen this, because I've offered white label services before, that will literally charge $1,000, okay, to their clients, and they will then pay $750, $800 to a contractor. By the time there's processing fees on all of that, they might take home $180, $170 in net, okay? If you're charging $500, but you're doing the work yourself, after processing fees, you might make $470, right? $480. You're making more net, maybe even 3-4 times more net than somebody that's overpaying and outsourcing from day one. The reason I recommend this as well is I know it's intimidating, but it's going to force you to learn. The reason I'm somewhat effective now as a CEO, I feel, is because I've done everything in the business and I understand it truly well. No one can pull the rug over my eyes. Do I know it as well? Am I as good of a media buyer as my head media buyers? Absolutely not. No way. But can I go and have a strong conversation about it? Yes. Do I know it? Yes, because I've been there and I've done it. So it's going to fast track your knowledge, which is going to help you on future sales calls. What it's also going to do as well, your price is going to be your distinct advantage. So don't overthink it. I'm not saying go in and charge £100, £200 an account. But you know what? If that's what it requires to get your first client through the door, because what's that going to unlock? First of all, you get proof of concept. I'm not telling you to do this. As soon as I landed my first client, I was making $500 a month. After the Upwork fees and the conversion to GBP, I think I was making like £300 a month. I quit. I dropped out of uni and quit my job at that point. So why? Because I knew if I could land one, there's nothing going to stop me going on to make a full-time income here. the confidence that gave me, I can tell you right now, outside of the birth of my child and my wedding day, there is no better feeling on earth than landing your very first client. It's like, oh my God, I'm not insane. I'm not mental. I can make this work now. Okay. You need to get that for yourself. I don't believe necessarily in doing like the free trials and stuff like that. But even if it's $500, £400, don't, it's not worth my time. F off, is it? It is worth your time, brother. You've got no clients, okay? Like, you need to work yourself up to it. So what's going to happen? You're going to get your first client in. You're not going to outsource it. You're going to keep 100% of the margin. Then what you're going to do? Well, then what you're going to do is you're going to deliver the best possible service so that client never churns, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to stack up a portfolio of results. Key tip here. If you're with a client over a long enough time frame, you can build out a decent sized portfolio off of one client, because you can get different screenshots of different time frames of retargeting campaigns versus top of funnel campaigns versus, a week's results, 30-day results, 90-day results, Black Friday weekend results. You can build out a portfolio from one client. So the next time when you go to apply to a job, it's infinitely easier because you've got experience, okay? So it's really, really important to understand. And you're going to build all the knowledge and experience. The next time you have a sales call, you can hold your own more. Hey, I've got a client right now that I'm currently doing this for. Let me pull up the ad account and show you. That first client is not about the money as much as it's a trampoline and catapult to all your future success. As someone who's currently landed over 1,000 clients at over $500,000 a month in monthly revenue right now for my own agency, trust me, it's not above you, okay? I'm so grateful for that experience. It's made me, that first $500 client has now made me a $500,000 agency. You get my point? Yeah. So really, really important. And keep 100% margin. Then what you can do is you can go and ask for referrals. Hey, do you know anybody else that might be interested in this? You can leverage those results to get more clients, as I've mentioned as well there. And what you can even do, which I've done for some of my customers, I just up my fees. I was really honest, and I was like, to some of my customers, I was like, look, when I first started working with you, I was completely at zero, and I'm really grateful for you to give me that opportunity. But now I'm at a point with the hours that I'm putting in, it's working out that I'm probably making below minimum wage. So I just need to increase my fees. I want to stay worked with. I want to make something that makes sense, but I'm going to need to increase my fees by 25%. And if you've built enough trust, most clients will be more than happy to do that. Right. Final part of the video. And honestly, make sure you stick around for this bit, because if you've got this far, this is such a hack that I don't hear anybody speaking about, and it helped me a load, right? If you're offering marketing services, you're doing the best thing that you can do. The best thing you can do. This is a cheat code that nobody talks about. Go after other marketing agencies. On Upwork, there'll be people that say like literally say no marketing agencies apply. I'm looking for somebody to work for my agency. If you can find an agency, let me tell you why it works. You can charge that same $500 an account, and that will give the agency enough room to still make their margin. But do you want to know what's beautiful about this model? This sort of like this almost like white label. It's not really white label. You're almost acting as a contractor underneath that agency. The beauty of that model is, guess what will happen? Because this happened to me. I landed an agency offering social media management services. I can't remember what they were called now, but they were a London-based agency. This London-based agency, they came to me day one with a one account. Literally within a week later, I had 3 more accounts. They were like, hey, Brad, we're really liking your work. Here's another 3. I quadrupled my retainer from that client up to a full-time income. I think at the time I was charging $400 an account because it was social media posts. I think it was $400 an account. And within like a couple of weeks, I had 5 accounts with them. I was making $2,000. For context, when I was working at Co-op full-time, I was taking home around £1,200 a month, which at the time was probably around $1,500, $1,600, $1,800, something like that. Okay. So I was making more money than I was working full time from one client because it was white label and they were constantly bringing me accounts. No outreach cost, no sales calls. They were just flooding me new business. Most of you right now can go out there, partner with one, you hear me? One good agency and get yourself up to a full-time income in excess of what you're making right now. Okay. And what's really interesting, one of my very first clients was a really well-known Brazilian like meat brand. I forget what they call it. It's like the restaurants where you go and they've got all the meats on the sticks. In London, they've got a chain of those. They're a really big brand. I also worked with London's oldest fish and chip shop. Okay, so now these clients, this agency that has been around for years, that are using their brand and trust to get these big clients, I'm now able to piggyback off the back of that. I'm able to go to my clients and say, yeah, I've worked with this niche, this niche, this niche. The oldest fish and chip shop in the UK, this huge brand here that's got a dozen chains within London, this big brand. And I'm getting flooded with new clients on autopilot from the agency going out inquiring the customers, doing the sales process and everything. I'm waking up in the morning to be like, hey, Brad, I've got a new client for you. It's literally like the biggest hack ever that nobody speaks about. So go after agencies. Yes, you have to charge a bit less. I'm not saying you do this forever, but in the beginning, your number one target needs to be get your first client. And after you've got your first client, it needs to be get up to a full-time income. And the best way that you're going to do that is by working with an agency that can constantly bring you clients and offering a really fantastic service so that you never churn. But there you have it. I promise you right now, go and just execute on this and report back to me. I am begging you. You know what? If you don't want to do it and don't listen, like, that's on you. But if you relate to me at all and where I was 7 years ago, you're just desperate to break out of your situation, please just promise me you'll just try it for 30 days and report back to me in the comments, because I truly think I can change your life. Anyway, appreciate you. If you want more free content, by the way, I'm just launching a free school community. So tons of behind the scene content like real sales calls, real ad account audits, all of that good stuff. Basically, over the last 7 years, because I've grown the agency to over 1,000 clients, 500K a month in revenue, 100 million in managed ad spend for clients, we've got tons of behind the scenes stuff that you don't really see from other agencies, right? It's just because we do so much. So if you want to see behind the scenes on all of that stuff, it's my favorite way to learn. Check out the free school community in the description down below. And peace out.